Hi, and welcome to another Quarantine Genealogy, working with Hispanic records. Today it's marriage records. This is Esther Camacho with the McAllen Public Library. So let's look at the types of records, how to read the records, and of course where to find them. Remember, there are two types of records, civil registration and parish registers, which are your church records. And today is strictly marriage records. Now, when you are looking at a civil registration record, one thing to know about it, it is lengthy. This one is 2 pages, and actually it continues to another page. I'm just showing you this page here. Again, look at the margin so you can get the number of the record, the bride and groom on here, which is Ubaldo Tagle and Petra Loredo, and the cost. It's got the pesos on there. Now, just know that there are a lot of details in here, which include ages, the parents, if they happen to have a previous spouse, that is included in there, which is great because I knew this gentleman, who was a great uncle, was married before, and I could not find a death record for her, his first wife. And sure enough, on this record, he talks about her, and he actually says where she died in Hidalgo, Texas, on the 26th of May of 1917. I just was never able to find a burial spot, so now I know it's probably in Hidalgo, but at least I know her exact date of death because I could not find a death record and the family was just guessing. So it does give a lot of detail about him and her as well, including who their parents are and information about the parents, like their age and what their occupation is. So it does have a lot of information. So make sure that you take the time to go through this record. Granted, they are lengthy, but just slowly go through it and pull out that information so you can build a family group sheet with it, because you'll get her parents and you'll get his parents and their information. And then from there you can figure out a date of birth for the parents, because they give the ages, tell you where they're from, so you'll get a wealth of information. So granted, it is lengthy, but it's worth it. Now, when you're looking at a parish record, the further back you go, they don't go into a lot of detail. It's just a short record, but sometimes they do have information. Important information that you might need. Sometimes you'll run into records that just list, I married him and her, the end kind of story. And those are the ones you don't want, because you really want to know the rest of the story, who the parents are, where are they from, because you don't want to be guessing, what location am I going to search to find information about him or information about her. And I'm just going to have to pick town to town. So you really want one that gives you information. This example here, this is an October 19th, 1760 record. And it is Juan Antonio de Alcalá, who marries Maria Josefa Saldivar. And they have this term here. Now, this is a Latin term, and it's Faci Ecclesia. That's like in the presence of the congregation or in the church. I look for that when I'm looking at the information. Sure enough, it tells me at the date in the front, at the very beginning on the first line, that the 19th October of 1760. But I look for this because after this, you're going to get the information about him. It lists his name as Juan Antonio de Alcalá. He is a native of the Villa de Felipe de Linares. So now I know that I need to go to Linares to find his information. and that he is a vecino de esta villa, that he is in that village. It does say Paso de Soldado, he was a soldier, and that he is hijo legítimo, legitimate son of Joseph de Alcalá and Maria Guadalupe Ruiz. So I've got his parents, and I've got his location where he's a native of, which is Linares. And then it's got con, means with. You got his information. He's going to marry Maria Josefa Saldivar. She is a natural del Valle de las Salinas, so she's from Salinas, and she is from that neighboring village as of this time, but she's born in Salinas. She is a legitimate daughter of Pedro Saldivar and Maria Lucia de la Sterna. So now we have her parents as well. So we know that he was from Linares, she was from Salinas. So now we know where to go to find their information. So we actually have, even though this is a small little record, you do have a wealth of information on there. So those are the areas to look at. And where to find the records? Of course, again, in Ancestry, check your library or get a subscription. But if you want it for free, go to the local library that has Ancestry Library Edition, of course, and always use FamilySearch.org. Remember, they have millions of records and they constantly put it in there. You can volunteer to help them transcribe and put records in there as well. This is always free. Just create an account. That way you can download the images. Again, don't forget to document where you found the document. That is real important. I can't stress that enough, that you make sure that you document as much detail as possible, not just for yourself, but for others who may ask for a record and then ask you, where did you find that record? And if you can't answer it, that means you didn't cite your source. So make sure you can answer that question. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. Just visit my MPL subject guide. Again, go to McAllenLibrary.net. Go to Books and More subject guide. Go down Genealogy. I do have my Hispanic resource guide. I just added something in there that was very interesting. It is marriages that are in Reynosa that you can look at. Somebody indexed it, but it's a great tool to look at if you have family that may have gotten married in Reynosa. So definitely go check it out. Again, if you have any questions, don't hesitate to go down below my picture there and hit email me, and I'll be glad to help you with any questions you may have. So thanks for watching. Next time on Quarantine Genealogy, let's look at death records. So don't forget to add a comment and like us on Facebook. Again, this is Esther Camacho. Have a wonderful day and see you next time.